So go back to the album briefly. How did the songwriting process work out between so many of you? Or is there one who takes the lead?
What we do is, it's the same process that David Bowie uses. You get a newspaper and you cut up all the words, and then you just throw them on the floor and spin them around. And then the one where it kind of makes sentences, and out of that you can actually, it's amazing.
It's a song.
So most of the album was written like that.
And it's quite good.
And I think you can hear that in the lyrics.
I'm still a really terrible stomach acid at the moment. Christ, it's hurting.
Hurty.
Yeah, it's stinging, coming right off the tubes.
A bit of a personal question here, but one I know you both think about.
Yeah.
If you had to have sex with another member in the band, who would it be?
This is very interesting.
Interesting you should say this, because one of the members of the band, his name is Mike Balls,
Yes.
decided to take it upon himself to have a conversation with everyone else about who would have sex with who and who would.
If it had to be done, he worked out the stats.
He worked out that it was him that would be bummed
Yeah.
before anyone else, but he didn't actually go into who would bum him.
He also said he'd have sex with his dad on the national lottery for £1 million, but he wouldn't let his dad have sex with him on the national lottery.
So live television, just before the prize
So he said he'd go on national
gets
television,
£1 million,
and he'd have sex with his dad, but he wouldn't let his dad have sex with him because there's something different in receiving it than there is in giving it. They're his words.
So Mike Balls.
Yeah, so Mike Balls would there's a thing called a 69, which is a position. I'm sure you can make the rest of it in your mind.
Yeah.
The entire band, there's 8 of us, so that's 4 sets of 69s.
If it came to it, the end of the world,
Yeah.
4 sets of 69s.
Or maybe a love train. We haven't
Well,
heard
that's
that.
a conga chain,
chain.
they call it. Yeah, that's it. It's a conga chain. Yeah. But there's plenty of things you
What
can
about
do.
the one at the front?
Well, you do a
yeah.
circle, you see. It's a
Do
circle.
a circle.
Oh, yeah.
If there's enough people, you can do a
And you
circle.
sing
Or there's a reach around.
There
I don't know.
are many different ways
No,
to do
I'll
these
spend
things.
some time thinking about it.
Adam, who's in the band, for his birthday 2 years ago, I bought him a rubber vagina that takes batteries. And recently had a break-in, and all they stole was a sports bag and his rubber vagina. What the fuck is that all about? Do you know what I mean? He'd used it twice, it was all clagged up with sick. Pencil shavings and jizz. Horrible.
What's the best piece of advice you could give to someone?
Have a good time all the time. Be nice to people.
Yeah.
Don't smoke fags.
Just wash in between your legs. Really? Everybody should wash in between their legs.
And if you're sleeping in a tent on hard ground, dig a hole for your hip.
Who would you say gets the most stick in the group?
The most sticking.
Probably Adam Hussein. He doesn't like people touching him, as we found out, so everyone touches him
You
all
touch
the
him,
time.
and also if you are in an interview situation, you introduce him as, this is Adam Hussein, the thickest member of the GLC, and he doesn't like that either.
He gets very annoyed.
And that's a good way of winding
Very
him up.
easily annoyed.
Also asking if you can pull his bottom apart. He doesn't seem to like that.
No,
Which
no,
nobody would
no.
like that really.
Yeah. What you do is, he goes out and he gets really drunk, and then you tell him you've got sexy pictures of him kissing a girl,
Yes.
which you haven't, because he hasn't.
Yeah.
But then he gets confused, thinks that he might have done,
Yeah.
and we say, I'm going to put these on the website so your missus is going to see it. And he
Yeah.
goes, oh, fucking nuts, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I would go. And then he honestly starts to believe that he might have done something wrong, but he hasn't. He's a genius.
He's a nice lad. He's a nice lad. He looks like a young Ronald Reagan. Do you know Ronald Reagan? Yeah. Okay, no Ronald Reagan. That's
Yes.
good. Good. That's good.
And who gets the most girls?
Maggot used
Maggot,
to, on
yeah.
the last tour we did, Maggot got love juice all over him. He was covered
Fingers
head to
someone in
toe.
my bum.
You don't need to be quite so.
Schwarzenegger, remember that?
He had an intimate time with someone in his bunk, and
Horrible.
yeah, the love juice, head to toe, covered in love juice.
All over his jeans.
Literally, get up in the morning,
Like,
he's
I don't know
slipping
what happened,
around.
but it was sick. It burst all over him, and he got my fingers stink, get it off, were his words. And someone said, you need Swarfiga, which we don't have on the bus. So they suggested a homemade version, dip your fingers in the sugar bowl on the bus, and mix it with washing up liquid. Which meant he washed the love juice off his hands, but we couldn't drink tea with sugar in anymore. Which was horrible.
And then no one told me, and I had a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
But, there is a member of the band whose name we can't mention, who put a girl's head in a shelf
Yes.
In a shell?
In a shell. There was some. She had to bend over and her head ended up in a shell.
shell.
So all the time now we all talk about we're going to do a tour sponsored by IKEA next and all this. And he gets very cagey about it.
Certain things happen. They get a bit messy.
What are you going to get each other for Christmas?
Now, interestingly, you should say that we've decided this year that if you are going to get, everyone should do this, right? Instead of getting stuff for each other for Christmas, work out roughly what your spend would be, and rather than buying stuff for each other, just give that money to charity. We're not doing that.
I'm not
But that's what
giving any money to charity.
you should do that. Everyone else should do that.
I'll spend the money on something for myself, or just not spend the money at all.
I've been meaning to get. There's a bloke in South Wales called Chris Needs. He's a DJ.
Look him up on the internet.
Look him up on YouTube. Yeah, he's a bit mental. He's got a few problems, but he did an autobiography, and I've been meaning to get it for Eggsy for his birthday.
He's written a second one.
Christmas. He's written a second one.
This
for like
guy
3
has
years.
his pubes straightened by the same person who does Michael Jackson. He's one of the highest paid broadcasters in Wales.
He dug his mother up.
And his mother died, and he had a breakdown, and he was found in a cemetery trying to dig her up.
He's
That's
cool.
fucking cool.
And there's a picture of it in his book of some of the GLC.
Yes. And there's a picture of us in his
So that's what I should get Eggsy for Christmas. But he won't get me anything because for Christmas he gets his family things like a box of matches each. Did you get my family last year?
I don't even know what I got my family last year.
Was that good?
I don't even. That's the thing with Christmas. You just buy shit for people, and they don't really want it anyway. Fuck them.
No, I can't remember what I got for my family last year.
Yeah. I know. Rubber vag for your whole family.
Oh, so I'm selling it. I'm down the pub.
Really?
I've only been used twice.
I'll buy one. I'd love to have one.
And finally, what's next in store for Goldie Lookin Chain?
What sex?
What's next in store?
Well,
I'd like to have a fire and burn loads of stuff.
I'm thinking we go home now, and then we might do. There's some sort of award ceremony that we might be doing in January,
Oh yeah.
and then there was talk about something to do with buses, but we can't say anything more than that. Just buses. There's also talk about a caravan park in Swansea, but
There's a few things.
there's a few
going on.
irons in the fire.
I might go on holiday for a bit when I get back.
I'd like to go on holiday, but I can't. My wife won't let me. I quite fancy a facial. No,
If I have Botox, how long does it stay?
It's about a couple of months. I was thinking about some sort of specialist massage. Do they finish you off?
That's the lady around the corner.
You finish this off.
Extra tenner.
Hello?
I'll be quick.
She's probably busy.
Because they got hand and foot treatments. Is that like? Is that like that?
I've seen that on the internet. Yeah, I've seen that on the internet.
Luxury Thai manicure. 14 quid.
Proper fruity that is. Brazilian, that's what
Hollywood toes. Yeah, so that's probably just get some sort of sexual massage.
Number 4,